You know that moment of sheer panic when you step off a plane into a brand new city, walk up to a transit kiosk, and suddenly feel like you forgot how to speak?
Oh yeah, it's exactly like staring at some sort of alien control panel.
Right. Well, today we are decoding that panel. Welcome to our deep dive into the secret language of transit. We are pulling from a stack of language learning textbooks, vocabulary guides, and everyday English transcripts to equip you to navigate literally any transit system.
Yeah, and we're looking at how regional dialects actually shape the way we move, from the pretty hilarious quirks of British versus American roadways to how shifting infrastructure is rewriting city vocabulary globally.
Okay, let's unpack this as the very first hurdle, getting the ticket. You'd think paying for a ride is universal, but there is an immediate transatlantic trap here.
Exactly, yeah. So in the UK, you would ask for a single or a return, but in the US, it's a one-way or round trip.
Wait, so what about just saying I need to take a ticket?
So that is actually a really common pitfall. If you ask a clerk to take a ticket, you aren't actually initiating a purchase. In English, that phrase historically means pulling one of those numbered paper slips to wait in a queue.
Oh, right, like at the deli counter,
Right, so you really have to specify that you want to buy a ticket. Or get a day pass, which is usually the most cost effective.
which is exactly why I think automated ticket machines are basically an introvert's best friend.
Oh, 100%.
You just hit the English button on the screen, grab that day pass to lock in the economics of your trip, and you completely skip the pressure of saying the wrong phrase to an actual human agent. It's like learning a city's secret handshake without the social anxiety.
Well, the machines definitely save you at the station, but the real puzzle begins when you step outside. Navigating the UK versus the US isn't just about taking the tube instead of the subway.
It's everything, right? Like the entire anatomy of how we move is different.
It really is. The parts of a car are completely swapped. The UK's bonnet, boot, and windscreen are the US's hood, trunk, and windshield.
Which is wild. I mean, why did two English-speaking cultures invent completely different dictionaries for the exact same machines?
Well, it really comes down to the origin of the two industries. American terminology evolved directly from early automotive functionality. So the trunk originally referred to a literal steamer trunk strapped to the back of the car.
Okay, that makes sense. What about the British terms?
British terminology held on to older horse-drawn carriage vocabulary. A boot was actually the seat where the coachman sat on a carriage, which, later just evolved into the car's storage compartment.
Oh, wow, I had no idea about the carriage thing. That kind of explains the visual cues for pedestrians too, doesn't it? Like Americans use crossing guards, but Brits have lollipop men and lollipop ladies.
Yes, because they literally hold a giant round stop sign on a stick. It looks just like a lollipop.
That is so charming. But okay, here is the ultimate trap for anyone walking in these countries. Brits walk on the pavement, whereas Americans drive on the pavement and walk on the sidewalk.
Yeah, that one is a major linguistic trap. And it
Mm.
reveals what each culture prioritized as cars took over. American English adopted the hyperliteral sidewalk like the walking path on the side.
Right, leaving the main material term for the cars.
Exactly. They reserved pavement for the dominant space, the road. It
Yeah.
shows just how aggressively car culture cemented itself into American vocabulary.
So if car culture dictated our language for the last century, what happens now that cities are physically pulling the cars out? We aren't just changing words. I mean, we're fundamentally rewriting how the street functions.
That is the crucial shift we're seeing right now. The vocabulary of urban transit is moving from personal vehicles to shared infrastructure.
Like Amsterdam, right?
Right. Amsterdam didn't become the global bike capital by accident. They engineered it. They integrated cycling with mass transit by building this massive 10,000 bicycle parking garage directly underneath their central train station.
10,000 bikes.
Yeah.
So the bicycle isn't just a leisure activity there. It basically operates as a mechanical extension of the train network.
Precisely. And then look at Bogota, Colombia. They alter the physical reality of the city weekly with the ciclovia. Every Sunday, major arteries are completely closed to cars.
Just entirely shut down.
Entirely. It forces millions of people to interact with their city through biking and walking, entirely removing the car from the spatial equation.
That is incredible. And, Portland, Oregon is doing something similar, but from an access standpoint.
Yeah.
They have 65 miles of dedicated bike paths.
Yeah, Portland is a great example.
But they also run programs providing free bikes, helmets, and locks to residents who can't afford them. So I guess my question is, does treating the bicycle as a free public utility rather than a personal purchase kind of solve urban traffic?
It really raises a fascinating point about urban planning. When you start subsidizing bicycles as a public utility, you start worrying about moving 2-ton vehicles and you start focusing solely on moving people.
It's a total paradigm shift.
It really is.
So what does this all mean for you listening at home? Decoding that alien control panel at the ticket kiosk is just step one. The language of transit, whether it's carriage slang or bicycle infrastructure, dictates how you experience a city.
But we also have to consider the future of that local language as tech evolves.
Exactly. As global ride-sharing apps and autonomous vehicles standardize everything into a single tech interface, will charming regional slang like lollipop men, boots, and lorries eventually go extinct?
It's a very real possibility.
Will the quirky local language of transit just be replaced by one universal app language? It is definitely something for you to ponder the next time you step out onto the pavement or the sidewalk.